I've stopped renaming in that case. Wait a minute. Shikhar, done. I've done that. You can enter. Hope you're listening to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. Now, since you have a major test and the strength is hardly 9 students. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll complete with current electricity and then we'll wind up the session. Okay, so let's move ahead, students. Okay, in the last lecture, students, I told you about Whetstone network, students, and I'll just give you the mathematical relation. Do keep in mind, students, whenever you go for Whetstone network, okay, you have point A, B, C, and D. Do keep in mind that AC and BD are the conjugating arms, students. These are both conjugating arms in that case. So now suppose if I happen to go for your connecting points as A and C, that means if I take this as positive potential, this is negative potential. And if I say that point B and point D are equipotential points, students, that is the potential difference VD minus VD within the modulus and we consider this. Is that clear? Will be equal to what? 0. Because both of them are equal potential points we consider. Both of them are same potential we consider. Okay, difference in potential we consider is always equal to 0. We take. So if I simply consider BB minus BD also, I can put it as simply equal to 0. That means then it's called as a balancing condition. Therefore, condition is balancing. Do keep this in mind, students. It's a balancing condition we consider. Absolutely correct. So now students, जब भी इसके questions होगा ना, तो यानी अगर suppose मैंने यहाँ पे galvanometer दिखा दिया, तो current in the galvanometer will be 0. There is no deflection in the galvanometer we consider. और जब भी तुम इसके problem solve करो तो ये ध्यान रखना, a pattern you have to keep in mind. अगर तुमने इसको R1 लिया है तो इसको R2 लेना. एक सी one thing you keep in mind, students, एक rhythm ध्यान में रखना, students. Don't try to forget that particular pattern of it. यानी इसका pattern ये होगा R1 अपॉन R2. अगर तुम ये फॉर्मूला याद रखते हो R3 by R4, तो R2 को यहाँ पे लो स्टूडेंट्स. R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Yeah, you can do invert endo. I can go for R1 or R3 is equal to R2 by R4. Please do keep this in mind because very students they do blunders while using the mathematical relation for Whetstone network, students. So do keep in mind, अगर मैंने इसको R1 लिया तो यहाँ पे R2 ले सकते हो तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. ये भी कर सकते हो. अगर तुम्हें R2 यानी it has to be opposite or adjacent. That's what you have to take care of it. Now suppose if I happen to consider if there is no current if there is current flowing, if I say the current is flowing from point B to D or from D to B, depending on to which potential is at high potential we consider, and that depends on the resistance, then in that case you have to use Kirchhoff's law. Okay, so Kirchhoff's law is applicable. Kirchhoff's voltage law applicable when students Ig is not equal to 0. Hope this is clear. For this particular network, students, Kirchhoff's law, voltage law or current law, voltage law or current law applicable when current in the galvanometer is not equal to 0. Yani when D and D are not equipotential points. Then how do I consider? I can take this as I. Let us say that the current over here be I1. Okay. अगर यहाँ पे I1 है तो यहाँ पे current कितना जाएगा? I can consider it's I minus I1. I'll take it in this manner. Now, when this current reaches at point B, the current flowing over here, I can take it as Ig, students. So what is the current in R2? Branch R2 will be equal to I1 minus Ig. Now this Ig reaches over here, this comes over here. So what exactly the total current flowing in this part of the branch? It will be I minus I1 plus Ig. Now if I add both of them, what exactly minus I1 plus I1 will get cancelled? Plus Ig minus Ig will get cancelled. What's the net current? Students, is this much clear with all of you?
Yes.
This was which we did it, and I told you we did numericals also based on it. I told you about a shunt also connected. तो शंट का मतलब पैरेलल होगा. अगर मैं चाहूँ तो मैं ये भी पूछ सकता हूँ क्या रेजिस्टेंस तुम कनेक्ट कर सकते हो इन सीरीज टू अ गिवन रेजिस्टेंस, so that I can get a balancing condition. So such kind of questions can be put forward. Now let us understand about the Wheatstone bridge. Now we speak about Wheatstone bridge. When I speak about Wheatstone bridge, students, see, this is we consider as a Wheatstone network. Now we speak about Wheatstone bridge, students. What exactly Wheatstone bridge we are speaking about? Students, we are speaking about meter bridge. Okay. We are going to go for a meter bridge, we consider. Is that clear? Now, students, when we go for a meter bridge, students, what exactly meter bridge is? A meter bridge or a Wheatstone bridge is simply simplified, modified form. It's a modification of this particular Wheatstone network. अभी modification में क्या करोगे students? तुम क्या करो? Point C. It's a simple wire, students. Just simple wire. What you take point C and point A and pull it. The time when I take C and A and if I try to drag it away from each other, what kind of a geometrical shape I'll get it? तो इससे सर ये जो R1 होगा वो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. Please pay attention, students. ये point B यहाँ पे आ गया आपका. यहाँ पे जो R2 था वो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. Means I'm going to get a kind of a rectangular network. We consider R3 and R4. I can connect it between these 2 points. That means now if I consider this is point A, this will be point C. D is anywhere along the length AC. Please, point D will be anywhere along length AC we consider. That means if I try to drag A and C, then please students, A point and E point same potential we consider. And this is point A. Both of them I'll consider at same potential I can consider. B is a point in between these two resistance I can consider. Now suppose if I say my left hand side resistance is considered to be an unknown resistance. Let us say the unknown resistance be X. And the known resistance in the right gap. This is known to you, students. A known resistance. So what exactly known resistance I can consider will be? Can you tell me what is a known resistance we can consider? Then your answer will be a resistance box. What's a symbolic way of representing a resistance box, students? This is a resistance box. Students, जब भी तुम circuit diagram में, if you see a given resistance with a jockey touching in this manner, and if you slide it to and fro, students, तो students ये हो जाएगा rheostat. ये variable resistance है, ये भी variable resistance है, ये भी variable, लेकिन ये variable unknown है, हमें value नहीं पता. इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल होगा रेगुलेटर, फैन रेगुलेटर. घर में जो रेगुलेटर्स होते हैं, डिमर्स होते हैं, वो वाला है. लेकिन यहाँ पे तुम्हें वैल्यू पता होगा. So now if I want to go that your left we consider is an unknown resistance and the right gap is considered to be a known resistance, so what should I do? I'll try to just cross it over here. तो ये क्या में हो गया मेरा resistance box. Friends, if you happen to start looking into, if you happen to look at the YouTube or if you look into the site and if you just type in resistance box, you'll get it in this manner. It's a rectangular box, but bada sa box hota hai. And maybe a few of them who have must have entered into labs, you must have come across. एक resistance box होता है जहाँ पे keys होती है. Mind you, ये जो resistance box है, it has resistance of several different ohms, starting from 10 ohms to 100 ohms to few kilo ohms, 1000 ohms. Thousands ohms. यानी जो तुम्हें रेजिस्टेंस सिलेक्ट करना है तो वो की को तुमने हटाना है और तुम्हारा कांटेक्ट पॉइंट जो होगा ना वो उस पार्ट को लगेगा. So this is a kind of a resistance box, but it's variable. You have too many values onto it. That is you जो तुम्हें चाहिए वो तुम सिलेक्ट करके यूज कर सकते हो. तो ये हमने कहाँ पे फिक्स कर दिया है? Right gap में. So right gap we consider as a known resistance. Left hand side I've kept as an unknown resistance. What exactly is this? It's a Wheatstone bridge. It's a meter bridge. Why do I call a meter bridge? Because this wire ADC is a meter long wire. 100 सेंटीमीटर वी कंसिडर। ये है क्या, इसी का मॉडिफिकेशन है। कैसे मॉडिफाई किया मैंने, ए को लिया हाथ में, सी को लिया हाथ में और मैंने उसको पुल कर दिया, तो एक रेक्टेंगुलर फ्रेम बन गया मेरा। So now when you look into the diagram, students, the circuit diagram consists of two resistance, one in the left cap and the other resistance in the right cap. We consider the unknown resistance in the left cap and the known resistance is considered to be the right cap. Okay, and that's the resistance box we consider. Now, how do you go for the correct circuit diagram, students? Do keep in mind. So maybe circuit diagram, this is called as a potentiometer. Sorry, this is called as a meter bridge. Coming to it. Yeah, my circuit diagram is still not yet complete. Jagannath, my circuit diagram is still not yet complete. Now this is the meter bridge, students. अभी तुम ध्यान से देखो स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो मीटर ब्रिज है, यहाँ पे अगर तुम देखोगे, keep in mind, ये तुम्हारे metallic plates है. Everybody please concentrate over here. When you draw the diagram, it's actually these are metallic plates. ये पूरा metallic plate. Yani there's an L-shaped plate over here. There is another horizontal plate. And there is another L-shaped plate over here. These are metal plates. Further ahead, if you see this part, AC. Students, AC is a stretched uniform. The answer is it's a stretched uniform metallic conducting wire of length 1 meter. It's of uniform cross section area, students. और वो कहाँ पे फिक्स किया हुआ है? वो किया हुआ है एक वुडन बोर्ड के ऊपर, यानी ये जो पीछे का पोर्शन है, it's a wooden board. It's stretched. This is what a wooden board is. This is entirely a wooden board, I consider. So please pay attention for the diagram part of it. ये पूरा एक wooden board है और इसके ऊपर ये wire को fix करके रखा है. And this wooden board, students, is calibrated. So if you see the calibration, this starts from 0 centimeter, it goes on, and this is your 100 centimeter. That's why I said it's a meter long. This is entirely calibrated, students. Entirely calibrated. Is that clear? 0 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Now further, if you look into it, where exactly your conducting wire is, what exactly your conducting wire. So now look at the resistance. ये तुम्हारे resistance होगा, ये left resistance है, जिसकी value तुम्हें नहीं पता, ये तुम्हें find out करना है. ये known resistance है, जिसकी value तुम्हें पता है. Am I getting it? ये जो है, ये तुम्हारा conducting wire हो जाएगा. Sorry. This black thing, which was now I'm putting it as a red ink. This AC. Friends, your AC is your a meter long uniform metallic conducting wire. This is what a meter long uniform metallic conducting wire is. Now let us connect it to a circuit, external circuit. तो भी external circuit को connect करना है तो मैं क्या करूँगा? ये जो contact points है और ये जो contact points, यहाँ से भी मैं further circuit को connect करूँगा मैं. Now see my circuit. Positive, negative, E, rheostat. This is circuit diagram here with all of your instruments. This is point A, B, this is point A, this is point C. A galvanometer is connected between point B. That means you have a conducting wire and this is a galvanometer. This is the other end of the conductor and it is a jockey we consider. It's a simple conducting wire we consider with a jockey. A jockey is what, it's a kind of a metallic pen. Students, you can consider the conducting pen. Conducting pen, uska tapering end होगा ना, it's a kind of a knife edge. It's like this. यानी पूरा एक conductor और ये इसका जो handle है पूरा insulated होता है. And you have to hold it to the handle which is insulated and it's a conducting metallic pen we consider, which you call as a joystick as you consider in your gaming. This is a joystick, we can consider a jockey we consider. And this jockey, you have to move it from A to point C throughout. never to slide the jockey. Whenever you're performing experiments, see one thing, you all are appearing for 2022 students. And mostly things are now going to reopen. Maybe practicals hoga. So एक ध्यान में रखना students, whenever you are going for your practicals, please make a habit to download from the CPSC site itself only. All practicals have been ICC sites itself only. Try to download all the practicals into your and try to put it into your pen drives. See, these are all things, this smart work has to be done. Now also when you're doing your online studies into it, students try to take a good GB, we consider drive, and try to incorporate things into it properly from day one. Day one, start working on that also. Who knows, after another 6 months, 7 months, things goes wrong. And if your PC also goes away, or what happens in that case, you have something in handy with your hand. So always try to be a second check for all these things for students who are wise, sincere, because it's not a short journey, students. You have a long journey going on. ऐसे नहीं कि within 3 months के अंदर तुम्हारा होगा, maybe next year, उसके बाद पता नहीं अगर कुछ आ गया तो और आगे बढ़ सकते. तो all those things you have to work out. जब practicals को तो practicals को भी अच्छी तरह से उसको देखो और हो सके तो उसको डाउनलोड करके रखो और डाउनलोड का दूसरा डिवाइस रखो. It's like that. और उसको ऊपर consider. And whenever you go for any kind of practicals in your schools also, students, make a habit to watch the videos. Every time, students, make a habit. Watch the videos and go for your practicals. Because this is actually a practical which is much more understanding. You can understand things much more better. So now this becomes a circuit diagram. This is what we consider. Now, what exactly we are trying to go for it? ये modified. It's a Wheatstone bridge. अब इसका application क्या है? ये क्यों use कर रहे हैं हम लोग? Reason क्या है? To find out the unknown resistance. यानी एक unknown resistance ये method से हम लोग ने निकाला था, कौन सा? Balancing condition we consider. यहाँ पे भी तुम्हारा क्या है? यहाँ पे भी तुम्हें बैलेंसिंग पॉइंट मिलेगा, यहाँ पे भी तुम्हें इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे. जैसे यहाँ पे बी और डी इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स थे. फ्रेंड्स, बी और डी इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स थे. Difference between the potential of the 2 points was 0. Exactly same thing is going to happen over here also. I will not get any current in the galvanometer, and the jockey is made to come in contact with a metallic wire. This red ink is a metallic wire, students. These students, the red ink is a metallic wire, and the blue ink which you see is a wooden board, calibrated wooden board. Is this much of the circuit diagram first clear? Then I'll proceed further, students. All the students who are within the lectures.
Sir?
Yes.
Even the shaded portion is good.
Of course, this is the shaded is a calibration, my dear. This scale hai.
No, the other one covering the wire.
This scale hai. It's actually a wooden plank. It's an entire wooden plank. A plank of wood is there. उसके ऊपर एक पतला सा uniform wire of uniform area of cross section, and the length of the wire is 1 meter. The wires have been bound around. यहाँ पे contact points है, तो यहाँ पे तुम unwind करो screw से और wire को तुम stretch करके तुम ऐसा करके फिर उसको tight करना है ये जरूरत. And whenever before you go for the experiments, all these things has to be taken care of. So that's why you have contact resistance also. Contact, यानी there are flaws. There are flaws in such kind of experimentation also. यानी यहाँ पे भी तुम्हें problems आते हैं, flaws है, तो उसको कैसे overcome कर सकते हो? How do you overcome these kind of flaws or the kind of errors which can happen due to the and this is called as instrumental error, जो तुम्हारे बस में भी नहीं है. तुम्हें अगर इंस्ट्रूमेंट ही थोपा गया, बेकार इंस्ट्रूमेंट थोपा गया, तुमने जाके लैब असिस्टेंट्स को बोला कि मुझे चेंज करना है, वो तुम्हारे ऊपर ग्रज खा के बैठा हुआ है, भाई मैं तो चेंज नहीं करूंगा, तुम्हें जो करना है कर लो. Please mind you, students, in your schools or in your colleges, whoever is a lab assistant, please keep good relations with that person. Okay, he should be at the top. Okay, you should be, remove your ego when you enter into the lab part of it. Always, he is the best and he knows everything in physics. Don't try to teach lab assistant physics at all. जब भी तुम lab के अंदर जाओगे तो उसको physics सिखाने मत बैठना. Be a dumb in front of him. अच्छा मुझे नहीं आता, please मुझे बताओ ना. Please बोल के सब कुछ करवा के लेना. Whether it's chemistry lab, whether it's your physics lab, and mathematics, you will be having the problems to be solved. Okay, so don't try to argue or try to put forward things in that way. Okay, so ये तुम्हारा पूरा setup है. Any queries onto this? So shall I move further ahead? Can I move further ahead, students? Okay, now what are we trying to find out? We are trying to find out the resistance in the left gap. Before going for the resistance, students, suppose अगर by chance तुम्हें जो wire मिला है, a meter long wire, which is simply a copper wire, अगर suppose उसका ये thickness uniform नहीं है, यानी uniformity नहीं है, There is no uniform thickness of the wire in that case. So what exactly? How do you try to overcome that particular defect in that case? तो स्टूडेंट्स ये ध्यान में रखना, जब भी अगर ये नॉन यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ द वायर आया, तो what exactly you can consider? How do you consider?
So could you repeat the question?
My question is, suppose students, if this particular 1 meter long wire, which is the conducting wire, copper wire, which I'm using as my meter bridge, suppose if it's not uniform throughout the length, there might be some variation. Then how do you try to remove this particular error in the measurement of resistance in the left cap? So students, ध्यान से सुनना, try to take the help of the rheostat. यानी तुम क्या करो मालूम है students? What do? You know, try to change the position of the rheostat. ध्यान से सुना students. Try to change the position of the jockey of the rheostat in such a way that you will get your answer middle 1/3. यानी ध्यान से सुनना, everybody listen carefully to me. तुम क्या करो, गैल्वेनोमीटर को लो ही मत, everybody listen carefully. Okay, पहले गैल्वेनोमीटर को कनेक्ट मत करो. I'm trying to speak about what? Removing the error of non-uniformity. लेफ्ट गैप का रेजिस्टेंस तुम्हें फाइंड आउट करना है. ये तो तुम्हें नोन रेजिस्टेंस है. गेट? तो तुम क्या करो, एक नोन रेजिस्टेंस अगर तुम्हें दिया है तो वो तुम लो. एवरीबडी लिसन केयरफुली, वो तुम लो. इन दैट केस, आई गेट, try to take that particular resistance in that case and try to move the jockey. I get, so that the balancing point which I'm going to get it should be somewhere middle 1/3. Yani you try to select a suitable resistance over here by changing the position of the jockey, because now see, if I insert the key, what's going to happen? If I insert the key, the current will flow over here, split up. This is not known to me. Current is flowing over here. It will come from here, circuit gets completed. The jockey is not connected at all. But now if I try to adjust the rheostat, okay, by selecting a particular resistance in my right gap, and then if I try to take my jockey and touch it over here, what exactly I'm going to consider? I'm going to consider that my answer will be somewhere in between 1/3. Yani if this length of the wire is from 0 centimeter to 100 centimeter, 1/3, that means how much? Almost 33. That means between 33 centimeter और 66 centimeter के बीच में तुम्हारा हमेशा आंसर होगा. यानी नॉन यूनिफॉर्मिटी के लिए निकालने के लिए try to see to it that you select a suitable value of R. How do you select a suitable value of R? By trying to change the position of the rheostat in that case. You can consider that. Is this clear with everybody? And this generally doesn't happen because all devices which you are getting it are all of uniform area of cross section. ये मैंने क्यों बोला है? क्योंकि the time when you go into your practical rooms or practical examination, the external examiner asks such kind of questions. If in case if the wire is non-uniform, what you will do? Then your answer will be select a suitable value of known resistance in the right gap with the help of a rheostat, so that my reading of the potentiometer length should be middle 1/3. Middle 1/3. That means your answer between 33 centimeters and 66 centimeter we consider. Is this clear? Students, is this clear with everybody?
Yes, sir.
Second part, contact resistance. ये contact resistance क्या होगा? क्योंकि whenever students perform experiment, students, ये देखो contact का मतलब यहाँ पे contact है, बाहर पे यहाँ पे contact, क्योंकि metallic plate है, अगर यहाँ पे contact है, यहाँ पे भी contact है, सीधा contact. There are so many contact points. Contact points का मतलब there is some resistance at that point. So how do you overcome this contact, the error due to contact resistance? I want to get a correct value of X. तो करेक्ट वैल्यू ऑफ x कभी मिलेगा जब ये कॉन्टैक्ट रेजिस्टेंस बहुत ही छोटा होना चाहिए. तो उसको तुम कैसे ओवरकम करोगे? तो व्हाट डू? यू ट्राई टू परफॉर्म एक्सपेरिमेंट इन केस 1 by keeping a known resistance in the left gap, known resistance in the right gap. Perform the experiment, get an answer of x. Then in order to overcome this, Case 2, वापस redo the experiment by taking the known resistance in the left gap and the unknown resistance in the right gap. यानी अभी इंटरचेंज कर दो. यानी जब तुम पोजीशन को इंटरचेंज करोगे तो तुम्हारा कॉन्टैक्ट रेजिस्टेंस का भी जो एरर होगा वो मिनिमाइज होगा. Students, one cannot make errors zero. In physics, students, I don't know, you must have learned it in units, measurements, and errors and percentage errors. Students, in physics, errors are most welcome. Mistakes should not happen. Errors are most welcome. Even the best of the person who's with knowledge will have certain kind of errors we consider.
Yes. Can you please explain this connecting resistance part again?
Connecting resistance, if I say, suppose, see, these are contact resistance. When you look over here, this potentiometer wire is actually made to move around. There's a kind of a screw. It's a screw, students. ये तुम्हारा बोर्ड है, तो तुम जो वायर लोगे ना वो इसके अराउंड मूव करोगे और फिर ये स्क्रू से नट से टाइट करोगे तुम. इट्स लाइक दैट. ये कॉन्टैक्ट रेजिस्टेंस हुआ और फिर वही मेटल प्लेट के साथ में कॉन्टैक्ट हुआ. यानी जो तुम्हारा वाइंडिंग वायर है वो मेटल के साथ में भी कॉन्टैक्ट है. आई गेटिंग इट? और ऊपर से यू हैव इट. सो नाउ द मेटल हैज बीन टेकन फर्दर अहेड. सो ये कॉन्टैक्ट रेजिस्टेंस की वजह से क्या होगा? द करंट में नॉट बी फ्लोइंग इजीली. इन दैट केस देयर विल बी सम अमाउंट, सपोज लूज कॉन्टैक्ट हुआ तो क्या होगा? लूज कॉन्टैक्ट हुआ तो कनेक्टिविटी इश्यू आ गया, यानी रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ेगा, करंट प्रॉपर जाएगा नहीं, हमारा रीडिंग सही नहीं होगा. So to overcome that, what do you do? Try to change the position. Always we keep unknown resistance in the left gap, known resistance in the right gap. But to remove this error, try to take this on the left hand side and this on the right hand side. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And as such, students don't do all these things. Why am I telling you all these things again? Again, because the external examiner raises his questions. Mind you, students, when you're performing, because this chapter is more experimental, ये तुम्हें और अच्छी तरह से समझ में आएगा जब तुम एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन रूम में जाओगे. और जब तुम एक्सपेरिमेंट परफॉर्म करते रहोगे ना, ऑन द टेबल व्हेन यू आर डूइंग इट, द एक्सटर्नल एग्जामिनर कम्स अराउंड यू एट दैट टाइम एंड दे रेज सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. सो व्हेन दे रेज सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, यू आर नॉट एबल टू आंसर. सही भी होगा तो गलत चल कर दोगे और गलत होगा तो उसको और गलत करोगे. So that is the reason we consider that these things have to be taken care of. Now can I move further at students?
Yes.
Okay. Now look over here. Your contact resistance, everything is taken care of. You have tightened the screws properly. Unknown resistance in the left gap, no resistance in the right gap. Now what do? You insert the key. Okay. And when you insert the key, the current starts flowing. Okay, the current flows over here also, the current flows to this also. You haven't taken the jockey and connecting it, and the circuit gets completed. Right? The circuit gets completed. But now I want to find out the resistance in the left gap. How to get the resistance? What do you do? To see to it, listen carefully, to see to it that your connections are correct. ये भी ध्यान में रखना. Third way, third question पूछ सकते हैं external learner. How do you prove that your connections are correct? So what do? Take the jockey. Everybody listen carefully. Take the jockey and try to touch the jockey at the left extreme, and then touch the jockey at the right extreme. What do you feel? What do you see? अगर सपोज तुमने ध्यान से सुनना, अगर सपोज तुमने चौकी को लेफ्ट एक्सट्रीम किया तो होगा क्या? होगा क्या? क्या गैल्वेनोमीटर के अंदर मैक्सिमम डिफ्लेक्शन दिखाएगा या मिनिमम डिफ्लेक्शन दिखाई देगा?
Maximum.
ऑफ कोर्स, कोई भी सेंसिबल स्टूडेंट जिसको बेसिक्स मालूम है करंट का, वो बोलेगा सर सिंपल है सर, करंट जब यहाँ पे जा रहा है तो करंट यहाँ पे डिवाइड हो रहा है. ओके, यानी करंट इतना लेंथ कवर कर रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे तो लेंथ है ही नहीं, तो रेजिस्टेंस कम होगा तो मैक्सिमम करंट जाएगा और फिर सर्किट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम डिफ्लेक्शन दिखाएगा ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. लेकिन वही चौकी को अगर मैंने राइट हैंड साइड में डाल दिया, व्हाट हैपेंस इन दिस? मैक्सिमम रेजिस्टेंस, सो इट विल बी वेरी स्मॉल. यानी अगर किसी ने पूछा हाउ डू यू प्रूव दैट योर सर्किट इज करेक्ट, these students first, while performing the experiment, they draw the circuit diagram, they get it corrected by the respected teacher, then they start connecting wires, everything they've connected, they've adjusted everything. Now they want to see whether their connections are proper or not. So the first step is take the jockey, insert the key, take the jockey, connect at point A and point C. If you see the deflection on either side in the galvanometer, that means your connections are absolutely correct. Agreed? And you're set for experiment. क्या ये clear हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what do? You have inserted the key. Where exactly you are tapping it? You're first tapping it at point A. Now what do you do? This is your length of a potentiometer wire. This is point A and this is point C. This is 1 meter long wire. What do? You take this jockey and you start tapping at point A. Mind you, jockey को slide कभी मत करना. सिर्फ तुम्हें tap करना है. Tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. As you go on tapping the jockey at different points, what happens? The galvanometer will show a reading. Will show a particular reading. At a particular point, that will be somewhere middle 1/3. At a particular point, let us say this particular point is point D. At a particular point, when you tap the jockey over here, what happens? The galvanometer shows no current, zero deflection. If it shows zero deflection, uska matlab, can I say point B and point D are equipotential points, students?
Yes.
B and point D are equipotential points, and a potential difference between B and D is zero. That means, can I use my formula for a Wheatstone network? So can I say my resistance in the left gap upon resistance in the right gap will be equal to, so this is the length of the wire. So can I say resistance of wire AD upon resistance of wire DC? क्या ये फॉर्मूला क्लियर हुआ सबको?
Yes.
ये तुम्हें पूछा गया है, ये तो तुम्हें मालूम है, ये कैसे निकालोगे? सर ये तो हमें पता है. What is the formula for R? Sir, R is equal to rho L by A. That's the formula. Resistance is resistivity of the material, length and area of cross section we consider. So if I'm taking the ratio, the answer is not, if I take the ratio, in the sense, what am I trying to go for? So resistivity, length AD upon area of cross section upon resistivity, length DC upon area of cross section. Is the wire of same material? Yes, it's of same material. Is it of uniform area of cross sectional? Yes, uniform area of cross section. So sir, ये तो rho और A cancel हो जाएगा. So can I say my formula will be what? So what is my formula? My formula, yes. My formula will be, students, X by R is equal to length AD upon length DC. If I say length AD, so can I say this is 100 minus length AD? Is this clear? Length AD upon 100 minus length. What is the length of the wire? 100 centimeter. तो अगर ये मेरे को 40 सेंटीमीटर मिला है, तो बाकी कितना बचेगा? 60. So 40 upon 60. So now can I say I know the length of this? I know the length of this. ये तो known है. Can I get my unknown resistance? Is this clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
So over here we are trying to understand Wheatstone bridge. We consider a meter bridge. A Wheatstone meter bridge is simply used in order to find out the resistance of a wire we consider. Okay, resistance and unknown resistance. It's a modified form of a Wheatstone network we consider. But very important is that when you're trying to go for it, we go for resistance of AD and resistance of DC. We don't know the resistance of this, so simply using the formula R is equal to rho L by A. You go for the ratios of the length. Can I erase this constant? Aman, the reason for 1/3 I'm trying to put forward is that you need to select a suitable value of R, okay? Or just a rheostat, so that I try to get the null point. I try to get a null point, okay? That is middle 1/3. So if I try to obtain a null point by setting up these resistances properly, क्योंकि ये तो unknown है, ये तो known है, तो एक suitable ऐसा value तुम्हें adjust यहाँ पे करना है, यानी ये एक टाइप का I feel so it's a kind of a cheating कि तूने पहले से ऐसे एक रेजिस्टेंस को सिलेक्ट करके रखा है कि तुम्हारा वेरिएशन आना चाहिए बिटवीन 30 सेंटीमीटर और 60 सेंटीमीटर के बीच में, 33 and 66 के बीच में. Now when you perform the experiment and when you start sliding it, students are mentally prepared that my answer will be starting from 30 to 65 के बीच में मेरा लेंथ आएगा. That's why whenever you solve problems, also students will be getting problems between 30 and 60 के बीच में. If one length is 45, the other one will be 100 minus 45. अगर ये 30 होगा तो ये होगा 70. अगर ये तुम्हारा 60 होगा तो ये 40 होगा. It's like that. Clear, Aman?
Yes.
Can I erase this now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students. Now the same thing we can use it in order to find out. Suppose if somebody asks you, can you use the same potentiometer wire we consider? Sorry, same meter bridge, long wire, in order to find out the resistance. My dear, sliding the jockey, that means you're creating friction. Use this. Jagannath, already resistance ज़्यादा है, ऊपर से तू slide करेगा. अभी come on Jagannath, दो वायर को तू touch कर. हाँ, दो वायर conducting वायर को तू slide कर एक दूसरे के ऊपर. What's going to happen? You getting it? So that's why we just tap it. We don't slide it. Many people, many teachers, we see this कि slide करो. Slide नहीं होता. Slide we have to just tap it onto it at different. But those points should be very close to each other. Okay. Now suppose students, if I ask you for the same diagram, okay, if I give you a setup, listen carefully, students. Yes. Yes, Jagannath. Now listen carefully. Suppose if I give you a setup in which the left gap is given to you, this is the right gap, okay, and this is my potentiometer wire. Sorry, meter bridge wire. This is A, this is point B, this is point C. And this is how my connecting is. And this becomes, whenever it's a simple, whenever you solve problems also, students, the diagram has to be in this manner. A simple diagram. That was just the way of approach towards a practical point of view. But now, students, suppose if I say that instead of unknown resistance in the left gap, which was X, students, suppose अगर यहाँ पे मैंने galvanometer बिठा दिया, and now if I ask you, students, can you find out me the resistance of the galvanometer for a meter long uniform wire, where in the right gap, of course, you have a known resistance. You have a cell, a key, and a rheostat. अभी मैंने galvanometer को ही left में connect किया और मैंने पूछा students find out the resistance of the galvanometer. This experiment is called experiment by Kelvin's method. Friends, when you refer your books or when you refer your practical journals, also you come across a method called Kelvin's method. Whenever your teacher tells you, students, what exactly Kelvin's method is actually used to determine, Kelvin's method is actually used to determine resistance of the galvanometer. यहाँ पे students हम यहाँ पे galvanometer connect नहीं करेंगे between B and this. Simply there will be a jockey. That's all. सिर्फ एक jockey होगा. There is no galvanometer because galvanometer is connected. यानी we have a jockey in this case, a conducting wire and a pin, a conducting pin. That's all. You don't have a galvanometer. Now, what does Kelvin's method actually speaks about? Listen carefully, students. ये Kelvin's method को समझने के लिए सबसे पहले तुम क्या करो मालूम है? Jockey को touch करो ही नहीं. यानी keep the jockey away from this AC. Listen carefully, students. Okay. If you look at the galvanometer is calibrated. Let us say that I've taken 1 and 0 galvanometer because वो भी मैंने बताया galvanometer दो type के होते हैं. एक होता है centrally 0 और दूसरा है 1 and 0. जब हम इसके बारे में पढ़ते हैं ना करंट के लिए स्टूडेंट्स, वी गो फॉर 1 and 0. जब भी हम इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन के बारे में पढ़ेंगे तो वहां पर तुम सेंट्रली जीरो पढ़ोगे, जो तुम लोग ने पढ़ा होगा, करंट इन वन डायरेक्शन, करंट इन ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन. If the direction of magnetic field gets reversed, the deflection in the galvanometer also gets reversed. So centrally zero galvanometer. And students, galvanometer में दो टाइप के होता है, एक 1 and 0 होगा, and these are the divisions given to you. These are the divisions given to you. Again, galvanometer is a highly sensitive device. Students, it draws current into it, and for a small current also it shows maximum deflection. ये point ध्यान में रखना. Now we try to find out resistance of the galvanometer by Kelvin's method. तो सबसे पहले तुम करोगे क्या students? Kelvin's method में होगा क्या? You try to insert the key, students. Don't connect the jockey. Okay. Try to you have a known resistance. ये value तुम्हें पता है students. तुम क्या करो, उनमें करंट जैसे तुमने ड्रॉ किया था, देखो करंट यहाँ पे जा रहा है, करंट स्प्लिट अप भी हो रहा है, यहाँ पे जा रहा है करंट, और सर्किट कंप्लीट हो रहा है. लेकिन अभी तुम क्या करो, उनमें you try to move the rheostat to and fro. The answer is no. By selecting a suitable value of the deflection in the galvanometer. यानी तुम एक रियोस्टेट के ऊपर जॉकी को ऐसा सेट करके रखो, ध्यान से सुनना, कि तुम्हें गैल्वेनोमीटर ऑफ कोर्स डिफ्लेक्शन दिखाएगा ना, क्यों नहीं दिखाएगा, ये करंट जा रहा है, सर्किट कंप्लीट हो रहा है, तो गैल्वेनोमीटर के अंदर डिफ्लेक्शन होगा. तो you try to select a particular deflection of the galvanometer we consider. Okay, it's a deflection you try to select it in the galvanometer, and that you keep it into records. Is this clear with everybody? Is this clear with everybody?
Sir?
Yes.
Could you repeat, please?
I said it that you try to adjust the rheostat and get a reading of the galvanometer and try to keep that reading of the galvanometer in records. That is at a particular deflection we consider.
Okay.
Okay. Now, suppose if I ask you what exactly deflection you consider, it should be actually 2/3 of the range. So the way बता देता, 2/3 of the range. Yani suppose if I say this is 0, and suppose if I say there are 50 divisions, तो range क्या हुआ? Range का मतलब क्या हुआ? 50 minus 0, higher value minus small value, उसका 2/3. तो क्या हुआ? 100/3, almost 33rd. यानी तुम्हें गैल्वेनोमीटर को अलाइन करके रखना है 33rd डिविजन पे. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ? फ्रेंड्स, ये क्लियर हुआ?
Yes.
और ये सारे एक्सपेरिमेंटल वे ऑफ अप्रोच है, और ये तुम जब भी प्रैक्टिकल हैंडबुक रीड करोगे तो वहां पे भी लिखा होगा केल्विन्स मेथड के लिए. तो तुमने क्या किया, तुमने जॉकी को टच ही नहीं किया, बट नाउ यू हैव रिकॉर्डेड दिस पर्टिकुलर बाय चेंजिंग द रियोस्टेट अकॉर्डिंगली, सेलेक्टिंग अ सूटेबल वैल्यू ऑफ R, and you select a value of it, and that is 2/3 of the range. Now what do you do? Now take the jockey, and now you start touching the jockey from left hand to right hand. I repeat, take the jockey, and now you start touching it from left hand, and take the jockey and try to let it come in contact. जैसे जैसे तुम jockey को अलग अलग points पे contact पे लेके आओगे, क्या होगा? Galvanometer में deflection होगा. ये करंट स्प्लिट हो रहा है, कुछ करंट यहाँ से भी आ रहा है. फिर क्या करो, जैसे जैसे चौकी को तुम कन्वर्ट करोगे तो व्हाट हैपेंस, देयर विल बी डिफ्लेक्शन इन द galvanometer. But now at a particular position of the jockey onto the length of wire AC, if I'm getting that same division which I got it before, what was the division I got it before? 33rd division. अभी चौकी को टच किया मैंने पॉइंट डी पे, अभी भी वो मेरा galvanometer क्या दिखा रहा है? 33rd division. उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? उसका मतलब ये हुआ, तो मैं ये बोलना चाहिए कि सर उसका मतलब ये हुआ कि पहले 33rd था, तभी पॉइंट बी और यहाँ के बीच में पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस तो था ही नहीं, है ना, क्योंकि आपने तो इसको टच ही नहीं किया था. लेकिन अभी सेकंड केस में वापस 33rd दिखा रहा है. अभी तो आपने क्या किया है, पॉइंट बी को पॉइंट डी से टच करवाया है. Yes, 66, whatever it is. If I give you 100 divisions, 66. Okay. Fine, agreed. Jagannath is telling me 2/3 of the range if I go for 100. So that is 33. 33 into 2 is 66. Yes, 66. Very sorry, Jagannath. I take my words back. Very sorry. Okay. I highly apologize to you, Jagannath. Students, 66 division. यानी पहले 66, बाद में भी 66. लेकिन सेकंड केस में अभी क्या हो रहा है स्टूडेंट्स? सेकंड केस में क्या हो रहा है स्टूडेंट्स? वापस मुझे 66 में, लेकिन अभी चौकी क्या हो रहा है? टच हो रहा है डी पे. पहले नहीं टच हो रहा था. पहले नहीं टच हो रहा था यानी इनके बीच में पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 0 था. अभी टच हो रहा है, अभी मुझे वही डिविजन आ रहा है. उसका मतलब कहना है स्टिल पॉइंट बी एंड डी आर कंसीडर्ड टू बी इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स. यहाँ से ये भी तो इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स हो गया. अगर ये इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट्स हो गया, दैट मींस कैन आई से रेजिस्टेंस इन द लेफ्ट कैप अपॉन द नोन रेजिस्टेंस will be what? This is the jockey touching over here. This is point A. This is point C. Can I say this is LG? That is length of the jockey touching the galvanometer, the length of the wire across the galvanometer upon the length of the wire across the known resistance. तो ये होगा तुम्हारा LG और ये होगा तुम्हारा LR. ये तुम्हारा लेंथ हो गया. Instead of this, can I say G upon R is equal to LG upon 100 minus LG? Is this clear with all of you? Students, क्या ये clear हुआ? Kelvin's method to find out the resistance of the galvanometer when the galvanometer is placed in the left gap and the known resistance in the right gap. Yes.
Can you please explain that 2/3 part again? I'm not able to understand that.
My dear, I just said it. That first you try to select a reading in the galvanometer, a particular division. Now you might say, sir, if my galvanometer has 0 to 100 divisions, without touching the jockey over here, you try to adjust the rheostat so that I get a division 2/3 of the range. Range का मतलब 100 minus 0, so 2/3 of range. I wrote it 33, but actually 33 तो इसका आंसर आएगा approximation. Correct answer 66 division है. अगर वही मेरा galvanometer के अंदर 0 से 50 divisions होते हैं, तो what is the range? 50. 2/3 into 50 हो जाता. That means 100 upon 3. That becomes 33. So it depends on the range. You, before going for the experiment, select a particular division of the galvanometer. That shows that B and D potential difference 0 है, क्योंकि वहां पे current ही नहीं flow हो रहा था. फिर तुमने क्या किया? Now you insert it. Now you take the jockey and start touching at different points. There will be current at a particular point on the length AC. You will get the same reading, same divisions. You will get it. That shows again that B and D are equipotential points. तो equipotential points हुआ तो balancing condition हो गया. तो तुम्हारा फॉर्मूला क्या था? So R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. लेकिन R तो नहीं मालूम, R की जगह पे लेंथ मालूम है. कैसे लेंथ? R is equal to rho L by A. The wire is of uniform resistivity on the uniform area of cross section and the same material. So resistance depends on to length. So can I write down galvanometer resistance upon known resistance is equal to the length of the wire across the galvanometer upon length of the wire across the resistance. अगर ये LG है तो ये क्या होगा? 100 minus LG. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ ना?
Yes, sir.
Why not? Aman? You can select, and always we try to go for smaller values. 2/3 as the position of D will change accordingly. Yes. Friends, can I erase this? Yes, more of convention. 1/3 and 2/3. See, this is conventions is what, because generally when beforehand, when students started performing, when they performed experiments, initially it wasn't to that extent known. But जैसे experimentation बढ़ते गए, सबकी value standard आने लगी. In different parts we consider different schools. The standard value आने लगी for that. So this estimated कि यहाँ पे ऐसा हो सकता है. That's why they give you 1/3 and 2/3. Middle 1/3. What I said, middle 1/3 and 2/3 in this case for Kelvins. ये type का convention. क्या मैं इसको erase कर सकता हूँ students?
Yes, sir.
Now, students, next answer we go for a potentiometer. Now, please, students, a potentiometer is actually a device which is considered to be an ideal voltmeter. It is actually assumed to be as a kind of an ideal voltmeter. Potentiometer, students, gives you more accuracy as compared to that of a voltmeter. We consider. We are trying to understand working of a potentiometer and its applications of potentiometer. Why do we use potentiometer? That is also one important point. There's an advantage of potentiometer over voltmeter we consider. Okay. Now, when you speak about it, students, first of all, what exactly a voltmeter is? Sir, a voltmeter, a voltmeter is a simple device which is used to measure potential difference between 2 points of a current carrying conductor in volt. Of course, it's a portable device. एक छोटा सा device है. Yes, absolutely correct. ये जो वोल्ट मीटर है एक छोटा सा डिवाइस है, लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स ये जो वोल्ट मीटर है, ये वोल्ट मीटर सिर्फ क्या मेजर करता है? ये वोल्ट मीटर सिर्फ मेजर करेगा टर्मिनल वोल्टेज, measures only terminal voltage, students. That is V is equal to I into R. This voltmeter cannot be used to measure an internal resistance of a cell. It cannot be used to measure internal resistance. It cannot be used to measure EMF of a cell. तो यानी ये इतना हैंडी नहीं है. अगर तुम्हें इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस को मेजर करना है, ईएमएफ को मेजर करना है, तो वोल्टमीटर काम में नहीं आएगा. But that we go for a potentiometer. यानी if somebody asks you what is an application of a potentiometer, an application of a potentiometer is what? It is used to measure terminal voltage also. It is used to measure internal resistance also. It is used to measure EMF also. The only problem with potentiometer is not portable. उसका मतलब ये छोटा नहीं है, एक बहुत बड़ा डिवाइस है. हाँ, उसके अंदर थोड़े से कैलकुलेशंस है. इट्स कैलकुलेटिव. ये डायरेक्ट रीडिंग दे देगा. इसके अंदर तुम्हें कैलकुलेशंस करने पड़ेंगे. The difference between a potentiometer and voltmeter is what? Voltmeter is certainly a high resistance galvanometer. It is a high resistance galvanometer. If I say high resistance, therefore current through it is very small. Of course, I need only that much current in the voltmeter to show the diffraction in order to measure potential difference, PD, across a resistor. But what happens in a potentiometer? A potentiometer is an ideal voltmeter. That means a potentiometer has an infinite resistance. So if I say infinite resistance, therefore current into it is nearly zero, we consider. With just a kind of a theoretical way of approach, students. There is a theoretical way of approach. So the advantage of potentiometer over voltmeter is simply to measure terminal voltage, internal resistance, and EMF, which a voltmeter cannot measure. A potentiometer is a highly sensitive device. It gives you more accuracy as compared to that of a voltmeter, we consider. So that's why we use potentiometer. Now, potentiometer is actually used to measure internal resistance EMF. To understand this, we need to understand, first of all, principle of a potentiometer. That means working of potentiometer, how exactly a potentiometer works. Before going to the principle, is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me speak about the diagram part of it. Students. When you look at the diagram, students, the diagram simply consists of an EMF having an internal resistance. Now what I'll do, I'll try to go for a length of the wire we consider. I'm getting it. That means if in case if I happen to go for it, I can go for a wire of length. Let me take this is point A. And I'll take this as point B. Let me consider this as my potentiometer wire. A to B is my length of the potentiometer wire. So I'll show this with different color. तो चलिए ये मेरा potentiometer wire. My dear students, ये जो potentiometer wire होगा ना, this potentiometer wire is of uniform area cross section, and the length of this particular potentiometer wire, length of potentiometer can vary from 2 meter to 10 meter. यानी ये पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर 2 मीटर का भी हो सकता है या 10 मीटर लंबा भी हो सकता है. Imagine 10 meters का मतलब क्या? 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Okay, so you have an EMF, an internal resistance, we have a key, I've taken it, and I've taken a potentiometer wire we consider. I've selected a point in between C. Let us say the distance between A and C is small l. The length of potentiometer wire AB, I'll consider as length AB students. The length of potentiometer wire I'm taking here as length AB we consider. Now, students, what exactly we consider is the principle of a potentiometer is. To understand this principle of potentiometer, students, first of all, if I insert the key, what happens? So the current starts flowing. The current will move all the way. Circuit gets completed. Now, if in case if I ask you, can you give me the formula for the current flowing through a complete circuit, students? So what will you say? So the current flowing through a complete circuit is given the formula I is equal to E upon capital R plus small r. ये तुम्हारा formula हुआ current for the complete circuit, students. Are you getting it? If I ask you, students, can you tell me what is the formula for potential difference across AB? Potential difference across AB, I'll consider will be, then simply consider, sir, it will be the current flowing into resistance of the potentiometer wire, and that is AB. क्या ये clear हुआ, students? The equation. The current flowing through the complete circuit is given the formula I is equal to E upon capital R small r, and current remains same. What is the potential difference if I take suppose A and B, or suppose इन दोनों के बीच मैंने voltmeter connect कर दिया, so what exactly potential difference across AB? Is the current flowing through it into the resistance of the wire AB? क्या इतना clear हुआ? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now suppose if I try to substitute this value of I back in this expression, please, I'm trying to land up to a very important formula for potentiometer. So listen carefully. If I substitute the value of I back over here, so what am I going to get? So that means potential difference across AB will be E upon capital R plus small r into resistance of AB. What is this capital R, students? Capital R is nothing but I'll consider as a potentiometer wire itself only, because we are trying to find out current flowing. So I can take this as resistance of AB also. Why not? ये resistance same होगा. My main object is to understand about potentiometer wire. My potentiometer wire is from A to B. So if I take that particular wire we consider, then the resistance is RAP, and this the current flowing over here same, and voltages across AB itself only. Is this much clear with everyone? Students, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dividing both the sides. Dividing both the sides by what? Length AB. What is this length AB? Length of the potentiometer. It's capital L, students, not small l. What exactly? The potential difference between points AB upon length of AB, that is equal to E upon the resistance of AB plus internal resistance into the resistance of wire AB upon length AB. क्या ये clear हुआ? Friends, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I consider the resistance, the answer is no. If I say that the resistance of wire AB, that means resistance of the potentiometer wire. Resistance of the potentiometer wire, if it is constant, बाकी सारे factors तो constant रहने वाले हैं. Then can I say potential difference between point A and B upon length across those 2 points also remains constant, and that I can take it as K. And this ratio I can call as potential gradient. I'll consider, but that is not dV by dx. It's simply V by L. So I can consider this as potential gradient. Not in terms of negative dV. Please, this is simply potential because it's potential difference upon distance between the two. And this ratio remains constant. यानी students ध्यान से सुनना. अगर suppose मैंने एक वायर यहाँ पे रखा, everybody be with me please. And if I take a voltmeter, and the other end of the voltmeter, if I connect it over here, I get it across it. And if I take the ratio of, I'll get a particular value. But now what do? I keep one end of the wire over here. Look at the voltmeter. If I go on changing the length of the wire across the length of the potentiometer, what happens to the ratio for that particular length also will surely remain constant. That means my voltage across AC upon length of AC, which is smaller, that is also equal to K. And what is this K? K is below V upon BL. What is V upon LB? This one. क्या ये clear हुआ? Is this clear with everyone? Now, can you consider a potentiometer can be a sensitive device? Why not is a sensitive device? Secondly, can it measures a very small voltage also? क्यों नहीं? Suppose अगर ये point C मैंने बहुत नजदीक रखा होता, point A पे, तो क्या होता? So the distance is so small, so we can measure a potential difference between very two small points very close, which could not be possible in a voltmeter, but it's possible in a potentiometer. Yani I can measure a potential difference between 2 points along the length for a small distance as well as for a larger distance also. Still larger distance, still larger distance, still larger distance, still larger distance. I can consider यहाँ से यहाँ तक, यहाँ से यहाँ तक, यहाँ से यहाँ तक भी. But the ratio of potential difference between any 2 points along the length of the conductor upon the length of that particular between 2 points, the ratio all the time remains constant. And this is what we call the principle of a potentiometer. So the unit of potential gradient of V by L is volt meter inverse, and that all the time remains constant. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So please students, many students while solving multiple choice questions on the potentiometer, they forget this mathematical relation. यानी ये देखो ये V AB upon L AB लिखा है ना, उसके जगह पे तुम EMF भी लिख सकते हो. सपोज अगर मैंने बोला कि मेरा पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर यहाँ से शुरू हो रहा है, चलो ना यहाँ से शुरू हो रहा है, A यहाँ पे है और B यहाँ पे, तो पूरा लेंथ आ गया ना. तो तुम लिख सकते हो तुम E upon L, चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. And that is equal to what? Potential difference between any 2 points. It can be AC over here. Suppose if I go find the point over here, but the ratio in each case will remain constant. V by L all the time remains constant. Now suppose in this circuit diagram, मैंने एक और एक external resistance मैंने connect किया. Suppose अगर मैंने और एक resistance यहाँ पे connect कर दिया, I can give you an MCQ in that. Students, to this potentiometer wire, I've connected one more resistance, and that is my external resistance connected in series to it. तो तुम्हारे फॉर्मूला में चेंजेस क्या होगा? सिर्फ फॉर्मूला में सिर्फ एक चेंज होगा, रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर तो आया नीचे, इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस भी आया, इसके साथ में मैं क्या करूंगा, इसके साथ में इसको भी ऐड करना स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि तीनों सीरीज में होंगे, लेंथ ऑफ वायर प्लस इंटरनल रेजिस्टेंस प्लस एन एक्सटर्नल रेजिस्टेंस व्हिच इज कनेक्टेड इन सीरीज, तो वो भी आ जाएगा. यानी स्टूडेंट्स, दिस इज अ very important mathematical formula to take care whenever you are solving problems based on the potentiometer. And many students forget this relation. They try to memorize it. So how do you go about? The total current flowing through the circuit is E upon capital R plus small r. Let us go for the potential difference between two ends of the potentiometer wire. Its current flowing through it and the resistance. Using the formula for I, since the resistance of the potentiometer wire is AB, so this becomes a mathematical relation. Dividing both the sides with respect to the corresponding length of the potentiometer wire, this V by L is called as potential gradient, and this ratio all the time remains constant because the resistance of potentiometer wire is constant. Can this ratio remains constant at any points along the length of the conductor? Why not? So what is the principle of a potentiometer when somebody asks you? Listen carefully to the statement. The statement for principle of potentiometer is, that is the potential difference between any 2 points, along the length of the potentiometer wire. Am I getting it? The answer to now, the potential difference between any 2 points along the length of the potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the length between the same 2 points. This ratio V AC upon length AC is equal to a constant, and that constant is called as potential gradient, which can be written as E by L. E upon capital EMF is a total EMF and L is a total length. Can I run this or B by L? Yes, I can. Instead of P by L, I can run E upon RAB plus R, RAB upon LB. और हमेशा स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे याद रखना, AB में याद रखना, यानी ये लेंथ तुम्हें पता होगा कि ये RAB का मतलब क्या है, रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर, ये भी रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर, ये जो L मैंने लिखा है वो लेंथ ऑफ पोटेंशियोमीटर वायर. So can I say V by small l is equal to this expression? Why not? This is the entire expression. अगर सपोज मैंने और एक एक्सटर्नल रेजिस्टेंस ऐड कर दिया तो साथ में ब्रैकेट में प्लस R एक्सटर्नल भी आएगा. Clear students?
Yes, sir.
Sir, could you repeat the last thing you said?
What last thing?
Like when you added the external resistance, one more resistor.
If a numerical gives you that you have an external resistance is also connected in series to the potentiometer wire, then in that case, what's the formula for your potential gradient? Then along with resistance of the potentiometer wire, internal resistance, you have to add the external resistance also, which is connected in series to it. Okay. Suppose अगर मैंने यहाँ पे मैंने रियोस्टेट दे दिया, वेरिएबल नोन रेजिस्टेंस, एक रेजिस्टेंस बॉक्स मैंने ऐड कर दिया, रेजिस्टेंस बॉक्स ऐड कर दिया, चलो रेजिस्टेंस बॉक्स है जिसका वैल्यू नोन है, ये रेजिस्टेंस नोन रेजिस्टेंस क्या आ जाएगा, खत्म हो गया. Agreed? Agree students? Can I erase it?
Sir?
Yeah.
What's the last line?
Pardon?
So below R of AB is constant. Resistance value.
Resistance of wire AB is equal to constant.
So beneath that.
This one.
Yes, sir.
So what about the potentiometer? The potentiometer we consider as across the length also remains constant in that case. If resistance, that is, we consider the potential gradient we consider. So if RAB is equal to constant for a given potentiometer wire, resistance AB is a resistance of the potentiometer wire, and that is constant. Therefore, we say VAB upon L also remains constant. This is written as potentiometer wire.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can I erase it, students? So this is your principle. Potential difference between any 2 points along the length of the potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the distance between the same 2 points. This ratio all the time remains constant. That can be called as potential gradient also. Volt per meter is a unit. So small v upon small l, small v upon small l can be written in terms of v by l, or E upon capital R plus small r, capital R upon length. If I have an external resistance added to it, plus external can be added to it. So potential gradient, which is equal to V by L, is equal to E upon capital R plus small r into this is the potentiometer upon length we consider. This is length of AB. This is the AB considered, length of PB considered. This can be written in terms of small v and smaller volt meter. Okay, now students, we can now use this concept of potential meter we consider as that is the potential difference between 2 points. Listen carefully. Upon length, all the time remains constant. That means potential gradient is equal to constant. We can use this in order to find out EMF and internal resistance of a cell. That's your application, and that will be the end of the chapter, students. Now, when I speak about first to determine EMF of an unknown cell, so how do you go about with it? Look at the circuit diagram, students. Okay, students, please pay attention. Now I try to go for finding out EMF, students. The first is if in case somebody asks you what's an application of potentiometer. Potentiometer is simply used as a sensitive device. It gives you more accuracy. It is used to measure terminal voltage, internal resistance, and EMF. Let us go for EMF. Now when you look at the circuit diagram, students, your potentiometer wire is actually a 4 meter long. See now, if you look over here, I've taken this is my one contact point. So this is 1 meter. This is 2 meter. This is 3 meter. And this is 4 meter. Your potentiometer one I've taken is 4 meter. What are these? These are metallic plates. यानी तुम्हारा पोटेंशियोमीटर एक वुडन बोर्ड के ऊपर होगा, ये पूरा एक सेटअप है और एक बाहर का एक्सटर्नल सर्किट उसके साथ में सेटअप करके रखा होगा. Now when you look at the circuit diagram, this is what your driving source is, students. Always this is your driving source. Whenever you speak about your uh, concept related to experimental way of approach, your driving source, students, EMF, should be always greater than the other. So E is greater than E1 or E is greater than E2 in either case, because I've gone for two sets. This is what your key is, main key, and this is your internal resistance of your driving source. Rheostat is connected across it. Now, what are we trying to go for? We are trying to find out the EMF, students. अभी तुम्हें EMF find out करना तो सबसे पहला concept क्या होगा? वापस वही concept, students. अगर suppose मुझे देखना है कि मेरा connection सही है कि नहीं है, तो क्या करोगे? Insert the key. Insert the key over here. Then what exactly try to do it? If I insert the key and try to insert key at any one point, we consider. Try to connect the jockey at point E and B. Again, if you get a deflection on either side, that shows that your connections are correct. Are you getting it? Now, when I speak about to find out EMF, students, what do you do? Case 1, please pay attention. Case 1, your main circuit is on. Please, your capital K is closed, already closed. But now in case 1, what do? You close key K1, but keep key K2 open. यानी K1 को क्लोज करो, K2 को ओपन रखो. तो होगा क्या? जैसे तुमने इंसर्ट किया, what happens? करंट starts flowing, तो करंट यहाँ पे आया, यहाँ पे तो जाएगा नहीं, ये करंट यहाँ पे जाएगा, इधर आएगा. Now what do? You start sliding. Sorry, you start touching this particular end of the potentiometer at a particular point. Suppose if I say that this particular potentiometer wire is connected at this particular point, let me take this as point D1. So what happens at that particular point? You will not see any current in the galvanometer. यानी स्टूडेंट्स, अगर तुमने की K1 को क्लोज किया, लिसन केयरफुली, और K2 को ओपन किया, तो आई हैव गॉट अ बैलेंसिंग पॉइंट, और आई कैन कंसीडर I've got a null point, that is D1, where I can consider the current in the galvanometer is equal to 0. If I say current in the galvanometer is equal to 0, then students, what exactly I'll consider is the potential difference. The potential difference between the 2 points AD1. Can I say that is equal to EMF E1 only? Everybody, I've inserted key 1. K2 is open. Now if I ask you, can you tell me what is the potential difference? This is a potential difference across A D1. Can I say it is equal to EMF plus E1? And as per the principle, what exactly of a potentiometer we consider is the EMF between any 2 points along the length of the conductor, or the potential difference between any 2 points along the length of the conductor, is directly proportional to the distance between the same 2 points. Let me take the distance AD1 as L1. Let AD1 and take it as equal to L1. Therefore, can I say yes?
How can we say that AD1's EMF is equal to E1? Why is it not equal to 0? The potential, if galvanometer is not showing any deflection.
My galvanometer is not showing any deflection, but I can measure the potential difference across the points AD1. I can measure the potential difference across AD1, we consider.
Yes, sir.
So of course, those points AD1 is the balancing point. So what exactly the principle of a potentiometer? What did I tell you about principle of a potentiometer? I'll consider. Suppose if I take point A and if I take a point B anywhere, if I try to touch a jockey, suppose if I say this point, I've taken a galvanometer over here. So if I try to touch any point over here, and if I see there's a zero deflection in this case, then what exactly? The potential difference between these 2 points along the length is exactly equal to E by L for the same wire. And that all the time remains constant.
Yes, sir.
So we consider E1 is proportional to L1, and E1, students, upon L1 is equal to K. What does this K stand for? Potential gradient. And that remains constant. So E1 is equal to L1. That's my equation number 1. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स सबको? Then I'll move further. Please, is this clear with everybody? The potential difference between 2 points when I close key K1 we consider is length L1, and the EMF we consider. Because see, one thing, when I consider this will measure what? This will measure the potential difference across that itself only. So it will be the voltage across it. So that's E1 upon L1 is equal to K. And K over here stands for what? As a potential gradient. Is this clear to everybody? Students, is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Sure. Or still having a confusion?
Sir,
I did not understand this part properly.
Which part did you
And
understand?
that is EMF thing.
You mean to say that means you didn't get this part?
Yes, yes. So what is capital K in it?
It's a potential gradient for the total length.
So
That is EMF. Suppose if I remove this entire external circuit, then this E upon length of potentiometer bar. That is from A to B. The
Sir?
ratio with E1 by L1 will remain constant. Try to understand this. Now, once again, say this is your potentiometer bar. Students, AB is your potentiometer bar. Okay. Now suppose if I happen to consider an external resistance over here, so external EMF I'll consider over here, and if I plug a key in this case, okay, and now if I try to connect a galvanometer across it, so what exactly will come across? What happens in this case? Will this galvanometer will show some reading at certain points? As I go on touching it, what exactly consider is it'll show you some reading. But at a particular point, if I try to put it, let me take this as point D. And if I say that the current in the galvanometer is 0, what exactly will try to consider? What exactly will try to consider? That means it's an open circuit. Students, अगर यहाँ पे करंट 0 है तो बराबर तूने बोला कि ये ओपन सर्किट, भला मैंने की क्लोज किया लेकिन आई कंसीडर एज एन ओपन सर्किट, करंट ड्रॉ ही नहीं हो रहा है. तो स्टूडेंट्स मुझे ये बताओ, अगर कोई ओपन सर्किट होगा और उस टाइम पे मैंने तुम्हें एक सेल दिया, ध्यान से सुनना, और मैंने पूछा स्टूडेंट्स व्हाट इज द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अक्रॉस द सेल, तो तुम बोलोगे ईएमएफ ही बोलोगे ना. If I give you a cell and if I don't connect it to any external resistance, and if I set an open circuit, so what's the potential difference? Is EMF. So what is the potential difference? I'll take it as E. Agreed?
yes, sir.
And that is proportional to ED. That's how I'll consider the length across it. Is this clear to one who raised a question right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So please, now when you look at it, now, please, is this clear with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I have to consider, my answer for this is E1 upon L1, and that remains constant. Now, what do you do? Now, you keep K1 open and keep K2 close. तो होगा क्या? तो सर वही कंसेप्ट होगा, तुम वापस जॉकी को टच करते रहो at a particular point. सपोज अगर मेरा जॉकी भी यहाँ पे आया at point D2, what happens? There is no current. यानी ये क्या बोलोगे? ओपन सर्किट बोलोगे. तो ओपन सर्किट में बोलूंगा तो मैंने बोला कि सर व्हाट इज द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन these two points. आंसर देखना, व्हाट इज द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन these two points. So the potential, the answer is the potential difference between these 2 points means it's a potential difference between these 2 points will be the same, and that will be across the length of AD2, and that's your EMF. So in the second case, what exactly we're going to get? E2 by L2 will be equal to K. That's my equation number 2. Therefore, can I say E1 by L1 is equal to E2 by L2. Therefore, E1 by E2 will be equal to L1 by L2. Is this clear with everybody?
Sir, your screen
Yes.
isn't visible.
Yes, sir. Is this clear with everyone? That means when I'm trying to put forward your EMF, if I want to get the EMF of a cell, students, we try to compare, we try to go for a certain other EMF we consider in comparison to some other one. And that's how we can get the EMF of the other two. So अगर तुम E1 के हिसाब से जाओगे तो तुम्हें E2 को ओपन करना पड़ेगा, और E2 के हिसाब से जाओगे तो E1 को we try to consider this case. But in दोनों केस I'll consider E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now second important point, why the length in this case is greater? भले वो greater हो या छोटा हो, तुम्हारे पे डिपेंड है, किसके ऊपर डिपेंड है? EMF के ऊपर डिपेंड है. अभी आंसर सुना स्टूडेंट्स. We know that potential gradient यानी EMF is directly proportional to the length. Suppose अगर मैंने ध्यान से सुना, look at my driving source, so it's greater than E1. Is E greater than E2? Yes. But now suppose if I say E1 is greater than E2, तो my students, ये जो E1 अगर मैंने बोला E2 greater होगा, तो students मेरा D1 यहाँ पे आएगा और D2 इधर आएगा.
Yes, sir.
Proportional. यानी इसके ऊपर you don't take any tensions कि आगे पीछे कैसे जाएगा, वो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड होता है? EMF के ऊपर डिपेंड होता है. लेकिन यहाँ पे जब भी हम EMF फाइंड आउट करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, तो ये ध्यान में रखना कि we can't find out the EMF directly. You have to consider another cell in comparison to it. So this is a simple we consider is where you try to go for closing one of the keys and keeping the other one open for it. So this is actually, we try to find out the EMF by comparison method we consider. This is called as a method of comparison. There is one more method out of this, very called as sum and difference method. That means to find out EMF, one is comparing and second is sum and difference method. Now we go from here to sum and difference method. But first, is this method clear with everybody?
Sir,
Yes.
is it that if we need to find E1, we'll have E2 and E given to us?
See one thing, if I, yes, why not? If in case if I need to find out E1, E2 will be given to you. And if I need to find out E2, E1 will be given to you.
Okay, sir.
That's what we consider. It's by comparing one with respect to another. Is this clear? Can I erase this now?
Yes, sir.
Now, students, the next one you can go for a sum and difference method in order to find out the EMF, students. Now, when you go for sum and difference method, students, it's simply we consider is a condition of assisting and opposing. As if I gave you the circuit diagrams initially. Suppose if I give you two cells connected in series, students. Okay, as if I consider this manner, positive, negative, positive, negative. This is E1, this is E2. So your resultant EMF is E1 plus E2. Okay. Now suppose if I say over here E1 is greater than E2, and now if I happen to go for opposing, this is E1 and this is E2, positive, negative, positive, negative. Then my resultant EMF will be E1 minus E2. We are trying to use this assisting and opposing condition to get the answer. That's why this is called as sum and difference method. Now, what exactly the circuit diagram speaks about, students? The circuit diagram is exactly identical to the previous one. So a slight change into this. This is a potentiometer wire, EMF, internal resistance, rheostat. A and B are the 2 points of the length of the potentiometer wire becomes. Now, when you speak about for the cells connected over here, students, one cell I'll consider will be over here E1. This is my cell E1. The positive potential we consider, students. I getting it? It's actually connected towards a positive potential we consider. From here onwards, students, I'll be going for a 4-way key now. Please, everybody, listen carefully. यहाँ से मैं 4-way key लेता हूँ. I'll take this as 0.1. उसी के diametrically opposite points, if I consider, I'll take it as 0.3. Am I getting it? The other point, I'll take it as 0.2. And I'll take this as 0.4. That means what exactly is this? So this is a key. It's actually a 4-way key. You can have a tap key or you can have a plug key, doesn't matter. It's like that. Now, where exactly the other EMF I'm going to connect it? I'm going to connect the other EMF across 0.2 and 0.4. How to go with the circuit diagram, students? So what I'll do, this is 0.3. I'll try to take the conducting wire further right. Agreed. ये जो 0.2 है, students, this is 0.2 and 3. इनके across, I'll try to go for it. It means now if I happen to consider over here, so I'll go for another EMF, positive, negative. This is my EMF E2. It's made to jump. The wire is made to jump. That means this is called as overlapping of the wire. Now, the end which is connected to 3 is further connected to the galvanometer, and over here is a jockey. Is the circuit diagram clear with everyone? It's a 4-way key, students. So if you look over here carefully, I have between 1 and 2 a plug key. Between 2 and 3, it's a plug key. We consider 3 and 4 and 1 and 4. Between 2 and 4, a wire is made to overlap onto the wire passing through 3 connected to the galvanometer. This is the other end of the galvanometer, the free end. Now, if I say that I want to go for the condition of assisting and the condition for opposing, तो कैसे करोगे? अगर तुम ध्यान से देखोगे तो तुम्हारा ये जो EMF है, ध्यान से सुना, ये EMF is a driving source. So the EMF of the driving source, student, should be always greater as compared to condition of assisting. Also, your EMF should be greater than your E1 minus E2. In this case, I have taken E1 is greater than E2. Yani my driving source has an EMF greater than addition or subtraction, and E1 is greater than E2. I'll consider in this case. Now, if I happen to go for it, what do I consider? Listen carefully. If I try to, please pay attention now. If I try to consider my potentiometer wire, then this is my potentiometer wire. This is 1 meter long wire, 2 meter long wire, 3rd meter long wire, and this is your 4th meter long wire, 4 meter. Okay, this is your point B, and this is connected to your jockey. What are these? These are copper plates, metallic plates. Okay. Now, when I speak about the assisting condition, now see over here, this is positive, negative. Suppose if I insert a key at 1, so positive, negative, positive, negative. Now, when you move in this direction, can I see the circuit gets completed? So I can consider over here and circuit gets completed. Yani students, if I happen to go for closing 1, close 1 and close 3, is this condition a condition of assisting or opposing, students? Tell me that. If I close 1 and 3, so कौन सा condition होगा? What is actually the condition? It's a positive, negative. I consider this is positive, negative. It's jumping over here. That's all I consider. The circuit is getting completed over here. So is it assisting or opposing? Assisting. Assisting के अंदर क्या होगा? Now the answer सुनना. Other 2 keys have keep it open. Now, if I try to take the jockey, everybody please be with me. If I'm trying to take the jockey, and if I start connecting at different points, at a particular point, students, when I take the jockey at a particular point, I'm getting 0 deflection in the galvanometer. What exactly that 0 deflection the galvanometer says? 0 deflection galvanometer says that there is the potential difference, says that the potential difference between this point and this point is exactly equal to the potential difference between these 2 points. And that is across the length we consider. So we say that your E1 plus E2 is directly proportional to L1 because it's an assisting condition. Therefore, E1 plus E2 upon L1 is equal to K, which is constant. That's my equation number 1. What does K stands for? Potential gradient. क्या ये clear हुआ सबको? Students, is this clear with everybody?
Yes, sir.
अगर मैंने सपोज ये इसको क्लोज किया तो क्या होगा? अभी देखो इन दोनों को मैं ओपन कर रहा हूँ. Now I'm closing the other two. Now see, look over here. This is positive, negative, negative, positive. Look over here. This is how we consider. So is it opposing or assisting? So it's opposing we consider. So opposing के time पे अभी तुम्हारा क्या होगा? So now if I happen to go for it, then in this case, what exactly I'm going to get it? So in this case, I'll consider will be what? My E1 minus E2. Are you getting it? My E1 minus E2 will be equal to what? My E1 minus E2 will be directly proportional to what? Length L2. What is my length L2? Will it be longer in length? No, sir. It might be somewhere over here. Who knows? That's what L2. It's less than that. But the ratio of it all the time remains what? Would be constant. That's my equation number 2. From 1 and 2, can I run E1 plus E2 upon L1 is equal to E1 minus E2 upon L2. Therefore, can I say E1 plus E2 upon E1 minus E2 will be equal to L1 by L2. Using component and dividend, I want to find out EMF. So what do I write? So twice E1 upon twice E2 is equal to L1 plus L2 upon L1 minus L2. Can I get the answer now? If the EMF of one cell is known to you, I can find out the EMF of the other one. But yes, in this case, out of these two, one is known to you and one is unknown. Is this clear with everyone? This is sum and difference method to find out EMF. Students, is it clear with all of you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Jagannath, if I say no current in the galvanometer, am I getting it? That means we consider is the potential between any 2 points we consider along the length of the wire we consider will be equal to 0. यानी तुम्हारा ये जो it's an open circuit, ये पूरा open circuit हो जाएगा ये part. तो अगर open circuit होगा तो what is the potential difference across these two will be equal to the EMF. Potential difference between these 2 points we consider is equal to the EMF. And what is the EMF? सर ये तो assisting condition था पहले वाला, तो E1 plus E2 आएगा. वही second case में क्या हो गया? Open circuit वहां पे भी diameter में zero current था, तो वो क्या होगा? Potential difference was E1 minus E2. Corresponding length was L2 be considered. But do take care when you are drawing the circuit diagram or when you're connecting it, students, your driving source should be of greater EMF as compared to assisting or opposing. And very important, positive terminal of the driving cell should be always connected to the positive terminal of the E1. ये भी ध्यान में रखना, these two. Can I erase this, students?
Yes, sir.
Last one, students. Now, students, the last derivation is to find out internal resistance of a cell, students. Okay, listen carefully, students. Now, when you speak about to find out the internal resistance of a cell, students, what exactly the circuit diagram speaks about, students? The circuit diagram speaks about your driving source, EMF, E. Is that clear? Internal resistance we consider of a given cell, not for the driving one, students. Okay. E rheostat. Now look at the potentiometer bar. Let us say the potentiometer bar. This is 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter. This is point A. This is point B. So your A to B is your potentiometer bar, students. We need to find out internal resistance of a given electric cell. Suppose if I happen to give you an electric cell of EMF E, internal resistance is smaller. I need to find out this. I have to find out this. What did you know, students? You try to connect an external resistance to it in parallel to it. Are you getting it? That's what we consider external resistance. In the circuit, for this one, it's connected in series, we consider for the internal. Okay, but this point is across, we consider. So this is positive, this is negative, this is your external resistance, and you try to go for a key. This is K and this is K1. The other end is connected to what? To a galvanometer. And this is a chocolate. Is the circuit diagram clear with everybody, first of all? Circuit diagram clear, students?
Yes, sir.
हम लोग find out कर रहे हैं internal resistance. Mind you, students, this is a very simple and straightforward one. अभी तुम क्या करो students? सबसे पहले केस में क्या करो students? मालूम है? You try to close key K. Okay, and keep K1 open. मुझे बताओ क्या होगा अगर मैंने K को क्लोज किया और K1 को ओपन किया, तो मुझे बताओ where exactly the current, will there be any current in this particular branch R, capital R?
No, sir.
So can I say now the current, suppose this is E, I'll consider, sorry, this is E, I'll take this as E1. Okay, I can put in this one, E1 we consider. Agree? So now can I say what exactly the current drawn over here will be? Then in that case, students, we can consider is that the potential difference, students, the potential difference across the length we consider means now if I happen to touch a jockey at a particular point, what exactly am I going to get? I'll get a zero deflection, no current in the galvanometer. So what exactly that gives me? So that gives me the current across what? So the current across the EMF I can consider. That means my first relation, if I happen to consider students, then what is my first relation I can consider? My first relation will be simply E1 is directly proportional to L1. So E1 upon L1 is equal to K. Let me take this length as L1, students. So E1 upon L1 will be equal to K. क्या ये clear हुआ? In the first case, when I keep K1 open. Is this clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
लेकिन in the second case, अगर suppose मैंने close कर दिया, तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा? Now, if I say, what is the potential difference? The potential difference, will it be EMF? No, it will be terminal voltage. Students, अगर पहले केस में मैंने बोला कि IG 0 है, मैंने एक्सटर्नल रेजिस्टेंस डाला नहीं तो EMF मेजर करेगा. लेकिन जैसे मैंने की को इंसर्ट किया, अभी मुझे गैल्वेनोमीटर का जीरो डिफ्लेक्शन बता रहा है, तो now what is the potential difference between? Suppose if I now consider that the point is somewhere over here. What is the potential difference now between point A and point 2? That will measure not EMF but will measure terminal voltage. Terminal voltage across which resistance? External resistance. तो उसको तुम कैसे लिखोगे? So V is proportional to L2. So V upon L2 is equal to K. क्या ये दोनों इक्वेशन सबसे पहले क्लियर हुए कि नहीं हुए? ये कभी है when K1 is closed and K1 is kept open. ये कभी है when K and K1 both are closed. Is this clear with everyone?
Sir, please explain the second case again. When K and K1 both are closed.
When both are closed, that means students, what exactly it is, listen carefully. If in case, if I have a cell which reads 1.5 volt, now if I have a load, okay, and now if I keep the key open, now just now I have a voltmeter over here. I have a voltmeter. I'm keeping this key open. This is an external resistance. When the key is kept open, the potential difference between two ends of the cell is simply called as the EMF. But now when I close it, and if I take a voltmeter across it, what exactly is potential difference will show me? The potential difference between these 2 points of the resistance. See, this is your resistance. The potential between these 2 points is actually what? Your terminal voltage, and therefore V is proportional to L2. समझ में आ रहा है? अगर मैं इंसर्ट करूंगा तो मुझे टर्मिनल वोल्टेज मिलेगा, अगर मैंने ओपन सर्किट रखा तो मुझे ईएमएफ मिलेगा, और सबको पता है ईएमएफ इज रिलेटेड विद टर्मिनल वोल्टेज. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, sir.
यानी इट्स सिंपल, अ सिंपल सर्किट डायग्राम. नाउ इफ यू नो द फॉर्मूलाज ऑफ बोथ ऑफ देम, जस्ट ट्राई टू इंट्रोड्यूस ओवर हियर. खत्म हो गया तुम्हारा आंसर. अब देखो ध्यान से देखना स्टूडेंट्स. E1 upon L1 is equal to V upon L2. So can I say E1 upon V is equal to L1 by L2? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now can you give me the formula for your total current flowing through the circuit? Students, what is the total current flowing through the circuit? So total current flowing through the circuit is equal to E1 upon capital R plus small r. Agreed? So instead of E1 students, can I write down over here as what? I into capital R plus small r. What does V stands for? Terminal voltage. Students, what's the formula for terminal voltage? R into I. Can I put this as R into I is equal to L1 by L2? I and I will get cancelled. क्या मुझे internal resistance का formula मिला?
Yes, sir.
मिल गया. देखो, capital R plus small r upon capital R is equal to L1 by L2. Capital R upon, small r upon capital R plus 1 is equal to L1 by L2. So what's the formula for your internal resistance, students? Your internal resistance will be equal to what? Capital R into bracket L1 by L2 minus 1. Now students, what is known to you? Sir, we know the resistance of the, we know the external resistance which is connected. They will give you this part. They'll tell you about this particular resistance we consider. What is L1 and L2 we consider? The first length. And L2 is the second length. And the first length will be always greater than second length, students. क्योंकि पहला लेंथ किसके लिए है? जब भी ये की को ओपन रखोगे. सेकंड लेंथ भी की को क्लोज करोगे तो टर्मिनल वोल्टेज होगा. तो अगर टर्मिनल वोल्टेज कम हो गया तो उसका करस्पॉन्डिंग लेंथ भी कम हो जाएगा. क्या ये फॉर्मूला क्लियर हुआ सबको?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can I write on the same formula in terms of E1 and E2? Yes. देखो, what is L1 by L2, students? E by V. So can I write on other formula? That means they may not give you balancing length, students. They will not give you balancing length. They will give you EMF and terminal voltage. समझ में आ रहा है? They might give you EMF of this, and if they say that when the key is closed, the terminal voltage is so and so, resistance of so and so, find out the internal resistance. So can I say both of these mathematical relations to get the answer?
Yes.
Is that clear? That is what your end of your topic. So students, the potentiometer is simply used to find out terminal voltage. It's used to find out EMF as well as to find out the internal resistance. And simply everywhere, students, we have used the principle of a potentiometer. That is, potential difference between any 2 points is directly proportional to the length between the same 2 points. Shall we wind up the lectures now, students?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye,
Next
sir. Thank you.